Good morning, afternoon everyone. Today, I want to talk about a critical security alert that demands our immediate attention. Especially if your organization relies on Microsoft SharePoint server. We're facing a situation where a severe flaw in SharePoint, previously identified and patched, is now actively being exploited by attackers in the wild. This isn't a theoretical threat. It's happening right now, and it poses a significant risk to data security and operational continuity. What is the flaw? It's a privilege escalation flaw that attackers are using to gain control. Specifically, we're talking about CVE 2023-29357. Now, without getting too bogged down in the technical jargon, what you need to understand is this. It's a privilege escalation vulnerability. Think of it like a faulty lock on a highly secure door. Attackers can exploit this flaw to trick SharePoint into thinking they are a high-level user, even an administrator, without actually needing valid login credentials. Even more concerning, when this particular vulnerability is combined with another specific SharePoint vulnerability, it can lead to unauthenticated remote code execution. This means attackers can take complete control of your SharePoint server from anywhere, without ever needing a username or password. It was initially discovered by researchers at Star Labs, who reported it responsibly to Microsoft. Why is this so serious? This isn't theoretical. Real attacks are happening, with severe consequences. The reason this is such a pressing issue today is the phrase, now exploited in attacks. This means that malicious actors are actively developing and deploying tools to leverage this flaw. We're past the warning stage. We're in the active threat stage. SharePoint is often the backbone of internal collaboration, housing sensitive documents, internal communications, company data, and critical business processes. A compromise of your SharePoint server is not just a breach. It's a potential organizational disaster. If an attacker gains administrative control, they could steal vast amounts of sensitive data, plant malware, including ransomware, impacting your entire network, disrupt operations by deleting or modifying critical files. Use your SharePoint server as a launchpad for further attacks deeper into your network. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, has added this vulnerability to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog. This is a very clear and urgent signal from a major government agency that this is a high priority threat that organizations must address immediately. Who is affected? SharePoint Server 2019 and Subscription Edition are vulnerable if not patched. This vulnerability specifically impacts Microsoft SharePoint Server 2019 and SharePoint Subscription Edition. If your organization uses these versions and has not applied the necessary security updates, you are vulnerable. For those running older, unsupported versions of SharePoint, while this specific CVE may not apply, it's a stark reminder that you are likely exposed to numerous other known vulnerabilities and are at constant risk. The principle remains: keep your software updated. What needs to be done? Patch immediately. The fix has been available since May. The good news, and arguably the most important takeaway from today, is that a patch for this vulnerability was released by Microsoft back in May 2023 as part of their regular Patch Tuesday updates. This means the fix is available and has been for months. If you have been diligent with your patching cycle and applied the May 2023 security updates or any cumulative updates since then, you are likely protected from this specific threat. However, if you haven't applied these updates, or if there's any uncertainty about the patch status of your SharePoint servers, immediate action is required. Call to action. Organizations must verify, as soon as possible, that these May 2023 or newer security updates have been successfully installed on all relevant SharePoint Server 2019 and SharePoint Subscription Edition instances. Beyond just patching, we also need to be vigilant. If patching was delayed or if there's any suspicion of compromise, consider performing a security audit or forensic analysis of your SharePoint environments. Broader implications and call to action. Patching is critical. Stay proactive. This incident underscores several fundamental principles of good cybersecurity hygiene. Timely patching is non-negotiable. Patches aren't just for new features. They are your primary defense against known vulnerabilities that attackers will inevitably try to exploit. Delaying patches directly increases your risk profile. Know your assets. You can't protect what you don't know you have. Maintain an accurate inventory of all software and systems, including their versions and patch status. Proactive security posture. Don't wait for a threat to become active. Stay informed about emerging vulnerabilities and maintain a proactive approach to security. Concluding thought. In summary, if you manage Microsoft SharePoint Server 2019 or Subscription Edition, check your patch status immediately for the May 2023 updates. Don't wait to become another statistic. Take action now to protect your organization's critical data and operations. Thank you.